Hello everyone. In this video, we will explore the free front-end development tutorial. Right? Okay. I think it's recording. Okay. If you are new to coding, we recommend you to go to free code camp and start. Nothing will work unless you do. So let me take through my learning with me. I'm taking you with me to learn. Okay. Then introduction to basic HTML and HTML5 is loading actually. Okay. Okay. Introduction to basic HTML and HTML5. HTML is hypertext markup language. It is a markup language used to describe the structure of a web page. It is not a programming language. It is just a markup language used to describe the structure of a web page. It uses a special syntax or notations to organize and give information about the page to the browser. It gives some information about the web page to the browser. Elements usually have opening and close tags. If P is open, it should be closed with slash p. It is the closing tag, and it is said to be an open tag. It is opening tag. H1 is opening tag, and slash H1 is the closing tag. Okay, then for example, there are different tag options to place around the text to show whether it is a heading, a paragraph, or list. H1 stands for heading, P stands for paragraph, O stands for OL stands for ordered list. Ordered list will be bulletins like 1, 2, 3, 4. List, uh, it is a list. LI stands for list. Whenever you open it, it should be closed with the closing brackets. Top level heading may be a page title. It can be a page title. Okay. It like it is the output actually for the above thing. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the hypertext part of the HTML comes from the early days of web and its original use case. Pages usually contain static documents that contain reference to the other documents. These references contain hypertext links used by the browser to navigate to the references. In early days, there used to be only a static website. Okay, there's no dynamic websites being built. Nowadays we have dynamic websites, but previous days we have only the static websites such as like pdf or like loading to other site or other references document. Okay, as web pages and web applications grow more complex, the W3 consortium updates the HTML specification to ensure that a web page can be shown reliably on any browser. The latest version of HTML is HTML5. This session introduces how to use HTML elements to give structure and meaning to the web content. Let us go to the first thing. First one. First lesson. Okay. Saying hello to HTML element. I think that is the learn basic HTML and HTML. Yeah, it is that. Okay, fine. Just to confirm it. Here, basic HTML and HTML5. Say hello world to the HTML elements. Welcome to FreeCam's HTML coding challenges. These will walk you through the web development step by step. First, you will start by building a simple web page using HTML. You can edit the code in your code editor. This is set to be a code editor. This is the output screen. This is the problem statement screen. Do you see the code in your code editor that says, oh, one second, stay here. Can you stay here? Okay. And do you see the code in your code editor that says h1 uh, hello slash h1? That's an HTML element. This is basically an HTML element. Okay. Most of the HTML elements have an opening and closing tag. This is set to be opening tag and this is set to be closing tag. Opening tags looks like this and closing tag. Okay. The only difference between opening and closing tag is forward slash after the opening bracket of a closing tag. Okay. It is the only difference. You have a slash forward slash in closing. Each challenge has testers you can run at a time by clicking the run test button. When you pass all the tests, you will be promoted to submit your solution and go to the next coding challenges. So your HMA to pass this, you should change your H1 element test to say hello world. It is such a basic program. H1 should have the test hello world. Okay, we need to run the test cases. It will run. Okay, submit and go to the next challenge. Control enter. Yeah, it is helping us to go to the next one. So the next thing is the basic HTML and HTML5 headline with H2 element. Okay, over the next few lessons, we will build an HTML cat photo web app piece by piece. The H2 element you will be adding in this step will add a level 2 to the web page. This element tells the browser about the structure of your website. H1 elements are often used for main headings, while H2 elements are used for subheadings. There are also H3, H4, H5, H6, totally 6 only headings to indicate different levels of subheadings. An element H2 tag. We should add an element H2 tag that says cat photo app. Cat photo app. Okay, all right. To create a second HTML element below the hello world, I have created this HTML element where H2 stands for um, subheadings. H1 is the first heading. Okay, title like that. We'll run the test cases. Let's see. Run the test cases. Cat photo app. Okay, it is there. Test case is complete. It is saying some wrong. You should create a HTML element. We have created it, so it is in a tick. Your HTML element should have a closing tag. Yes, it is, and your HTML should have a test called as cat photo app. Okay, it is there, and H1 element should have a test hello space world. Okay, cat photo app. Okay, fine. I did a spelling mistake, so okay. Submit and go to the next challenge. Okay, basic HTML, inform with the HTML and HTML5. Inform with the paragraph element. Okay, we need to inform with the paragraph element. Elements are the preferred element for paragraph test. For paragraph, we use P. Okay, you can create a paragraph element like this. Okay, Mm-mm. create create a P element below your H2 element and give it test hello paragraph. Hello paragraph. Paragraph slash. Okay, fine. As convention, all HTML tags are written in lower cases. For example, P, open P, and then it is close P, and not as a in caps form. Okay, fine. We should run it. Yes, it's on like Donkey Kong. Cool. Next one. Fill in the blank with placeholder test. Okay, web developers generally use test lorem ipsum test as placeholder test. Is randomly scrapped from various famous passage by Cicero of ancient Rome. This test has been used as a placeholder test by typesetters since 16th century, and this tradition continues on web. Well, 5 countries is long enough. Since we are building a cat photo app, let's use something called Kitty Ipsum test. Replace the test in your P element with the first few words of this Kitty Ipsum test. We need to replace the test inside the your P to this. Okay, let's see. We can replace it. Control C, Control V. Okay. So it should work. Hola. The next one is uncomment HTML. Commenting is a way that you can leave comments for other developers within the code without affecting the resulting output that is displayed to the end users. Commenting is also a convenient way to make code inactive without having to delete it entirely. So, if I am implementing anything like it is something and I want to convey it to the other developers, I'm say if I'm implementing the paragraph is implemented. Paragraph. You can say it as a paragraph and comment it out. When you comment it out, the output will not be printed actually. See here, output is blank. So this task is uncomment HTML. Comments in HTML, like comments will start with this less than exclamatory dash dash and it will end with this symbol minus minus greater than symbol. Uncomment in your H1, H2 and P elements. We need to uncomment means we have to take this thing. When you take the comments out, you can see the output. Okay. Okay. Next task. Okay, H1 should be commented out. Okay. I'm commenting out H2 should not be commented out so that it is visible on the page. H2 should be visible. Okay. P should be commented out. Again, P should be commented out. Okay, fine. P should be commented out. Each of your comments should be closed with either. Okay. This minus minus. Okay. You should not change the order of H1, H2 or P in the code. It's all right. Okay. Delete HTML elements. Okay. Our phone does not have much vertical space. Vertical in the sense this space. Vertical space. Let's remove the unnecessary elements so we can start building our cat photo. Delete your H1 element so we can simplify our view. H1 element should be removed. Okay, this element has to be removed. Okay. H2 element should be on the page. As H2 element should be on the page. Your P element should be on the page. Okay, fine. Thundercats. Who? Okay. Introduction to HTML5 elements. HTML5 introduced more descriptive HTML tags. These include main, header, footer, navigate, video, article, session, and others. These tags give a descriptive structure to your HTML, makes your HTML easier to read and help with search engine optimization and accessibility. The main HTML file tag helps search engines and other developers find the main content of your page. Example usage: a main element with two child elements nested inside it. main element with the two child elements being missed. Okay. Nested inside. Note many of the new HTML tags and their benefits are covered in the applied accessibility session. Okay. Create a second P element after the existing P element with the following kitty ipsum test. Okay, we need to create another P tag. Is this visible? Right? Yes. Okay. Another P tag has to be created. Whenever you create, it should be closed. It should be closed, and then it should be with the text pump jump it. Okay, whatever it is, Control C. And then I'm pasting it here. Control V. Okay, then create a main element and nest the two P elements inside the main element. Okay, we need to create a main element and we need to nest it inside these two P elements. Okay, these two is the child. Now main and closing the main. You are a wizard, Harry. Okay, so adding images to your website. You can add images to your website by using the image element and point to a specific images URL using source attribute. Okay. Example of this would be like image source is equal to some photo app of this image. You can check like if if the image is actually there. See, there comes a cat. Okay. So you go here. Kindly stay there. Do you see the code in your code editor that says hello? Oh, we did this right. Okay. And now we need to let's cancel this actually. Okay. What is this task is like all image elements must have an alternate attribute. The test inside an alternate attribute is used for screen readers to improve accessibility and is displayed if image fails to load. Okay, fine. If suppose there is some network problem in server or from in the client end, if image is somewhere broken in the network, it should be displayed some test so that to help the web users to understand what is there actually in that. So alternatively we will use a cat. Okay, ideally alt should not contain special character unless needed. Okay, fine. Okay, see here, let's add an alternate to our image example above. Okay, they have added an alternate business cat wearing a necktie. Business cat wearing a necktie. Okay. Within the existing, let's try to add an image to our website. So consider this is our website, and then within the existing main element, insert an image before the existing P elements. Before the existing P elements, we need to add the image. Okay. How to add image? img equal to double quotes, and we need to close it. We are supposed to add this. Okay. We are supposed to add this. Let's see what is there in this thing. Okay, this is the relaxing cat. Okay, fine. Alt, alt, alternate test. We are how to write alternate attribute as a relaxing cat. It will work. Have got the touch. Hey, okay, fine. Okay, link to external pages with anchor elements. You can use an anchor elements to link to content outside of your web page. Uh, One tidbit is this H which is being displayed here is not a part of the website. It is the recording software which I'm using that is being displayed. So I'm moving here and there. It is not part of which we are coding it right now. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's go. Link to external pages with anchor elements. You can use a anchor elements to link to the outside of your web pages. Okay, A elements need a destination web address called href attribute. They also need anchor text. Here is an example. So A um, reference H is hyperlink reference ref. Okay, href stands for hyperlink reference, which you will refer the other link to your website. This links to freecode.org. Okay, then your browser will able to display the test. This links to free code camp as a link you can click, and this link will that link will take to that web address. Okay, now we are supposed to create a element that links to http. Yes, HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. S stands for secure. Okay, and for this website we need to go and has a cat photos as its anchoring test. Okay, see how it works. We are going to create a href equal double quotes. This has to be there. This has to be there. So once we close it, they have saying that cat photos, cat space photos as the anchor text. Once you open this, we have to close it. Okay. 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 I'm moving it to show that. See, here you get the link. When you click this, you will be supposed to move to other page. My net is slow or what? Okay, fine. See, three kittens running towards the camera. Okay, this is the uh, reference one which we click on it, it goes to that page actually. Okay, run the test. Okay, submit and go to the next step. It is asking me to donate. You can click not to donate. If you want to donate, you can donate actually. Otherwise, it is completely free to learn. You can explore this. I recommend to explore this. For solutions alone, you come to here. For others, I strongly recommend to use this site for web development without any payment actually. Okay, basic HTML and HTML file. Okay, link to internal sessions of a page with anchor element. Here is an anchor element we have seen can also be used to create internal links to jump to different sessions within a web page. Now we have created the one which goes to the other side. Now they are saying using the A um, we can jump to the internal links of the web internal uh, sessions itself. It seems okay to create an internal link. You assign a links href attribute to hash symbol. Okay, fine. Plus the value of id attribute for the element that you want to internally link to. Usually further down the page, you then need to add the same ID attribute to the element you are linking to. An ID is an attribute that uniquely describes an element. Okay. ID is the one which describes the element. You have a roll number, right? That's which is unique one. So whenever in your interview they ask what is an ID, it is a unique one. Okay. uniquely describes one element. Below is an example of internal anchor and its target element. Ahref hash contacts header contacts. Okay. Heading tag ID. It is a unique one which describes an element. Okay. When users click the content links, they will be taken to the session of the web page with the contacts header. Okay. Change your external link to an internal link by changing the href attribute to footer. Okay, this external link has to be changed to the internal links. Okay, fine. Internal links in this is hash footer. Okay, fine. You have to. And the text from cat photos to button, jump to bottom. Cat photos to jump to button bottom. This text has to be changed. Which is jump to bottom. Footer is the one which is at the bottom actually. That's why we are referring as jump to bottom. Remove the target blank. What this target blank will do is like it will display in the new page. Okay. Attribute from the anchor tab. Since this causes the link document to open in a new window tab. Okay. So I'm taking this target blank. Fine. Then add ID with a value of footer. To the footer element at the bottom of the page. Footer ID. ID is equal to footer. Unstoppable. Let's go. We are in the thing, right? Nest an anchor element within a paragraph. You can nest uh, you can nest links within the other test elements. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's break down the example. Normal test is wrapped inside P. Okay, test is wrapped inside paragraph. Nest is the anchor element which requires a closing tag. Target is an anchor tag attribute that specifies where to open the link and the value blank specifies to open the link in a new tab. Href is an anchor tag attribute that contains the URL address of the link. Href, okay, fine. The test, okay. When you do this, it will be like this: link to freecodecamp.org. Nest the existing A element within a P element. The existing A element within a new Nest the existing A element within the new P element. The new paragraph should have nest the element within a new P element. Okay, fine. We'll see it. Let's see. Work it out. Nest the A element within a new P element. The new paragraph should have a text says view more cat photos where cat is a link and the rest is a plain text. Let's go to the next task. Make dead links using the hash symbol. Sometimes you need to add is elements to your website before you know where they will link. This is also handy when you are changing the behavior of a link using JavaScript, which we will learn about. The current value of the href attribute is a link that points to HTTPS. Okay. Replace the href value with a hash, also known as hash symbol, to create a dead link. Okay. They're asking it this to be replaced with a dead link, right? We're asking this only, right? Only one ARF is there. Dead link in the sense it will revolve around to the same page itself. It will be revolving inside the same page itself. That is said to be a dead link. Site. See, you can see like there is a link, cat photos. You will be deviated to the same thing. Why we have gone to the new tab in the sense because we have created target is equal to blank. So the new tab we are going to land to the same web page. This is said to be a dead link. Dead link. Hola, chalo, we'll go. Taking time. Okay, turn an image into a link. This image, we are going to turn this image as a link. Okay, this will be quite interesting. And you can make elements into links by nesting them within. Nest your image within a element. Here is an example. A href hash image source should be this. Okay. Alternate some attribute. Remember to use hash as your a elements href property in order to turn into a dead link. Okay. Place the existing image element within image element within a. Okay. Once you have done this, hover your image with your cursor. Your cursor's normal pointer should become the link clicking pointer. The photo is now link. Okay, fine. Image source is something they have given within a. Place the existing element within a. Image element within a. pointer is changed to the thing link. Okay, let's see it is right or not. Let's run this and see. Code long and prosper. Okay, create a bulleted unordered list. Okay, UL stands for unordered list, OL stands for ordered list. Unordered list starts with an opening UL unordered list, followed by any number of Li. Li is list elements. Finally, unordered list close with a UL/UL. For example, UL. Okay. Would create a bullet point style of milk and cheese. Okay. What is our task is that remove the last two p elements. These two p elements has to be removed. Create an unordered list of three that cat love at the bottom of the that cats love at the bottom of the page. Okay. This p has to be taken off and create an unordered list. Unordered list has to be created. What does cat love? Milk. You do love milk. It do love cheese. It do love rat. Right? Let's see. This UL has to be closed. Unordered list is closed. To infinity and beyond. Create an ordered list. Ordered list says 1, 2, 3. Okay, fine. HTML has another special name for creating ordered list or numbered list. Okay, fine. Ordered list start with an opening OL. List list would create a numbered list of Garfield and Sylvester. Okay. Now our task is to create an ordered list of the top three things cats hate the most. What does the cat hate the most? Is hated by cat, Garfield, Yellow, and Sylvester, and it hates outside. Okay. And this ordered list has to be closed. Oh yeah. The world rejoices. Okay. It seems like one, two, three. Or three things that cat hate is like flea treatment, thunder, and other cats. It seems. Okay, fine. Create a test field. Now let's create a web form. Input elements are a convenient way to get input from user. You can create a test input like this. Input type is equal to test. Note that input element are self-closing. Create an input type of test below your lists. Okay, after this list, we are supposed to create input is equal input type is equal to text means where user can be able to enter something that is said to be this. So far, what we have done is that heading tag has been created. That's why it is being displayed in the bold one. Then in main, it is a p tag, paragraph tag. Click here to view more cat photos. Okay, fine. Then the image in this same page. This is the image. Then the paragraph one, paragraph tag, that is things cat love. Then we have created three uh, list, unordered list, so it is displayed as a bullet, and we have created three ordered list, so it is displayed as a 1 to 3 numbers. Then we have created the input type test so that the user can enter the value into it. Okay, let's see, run it and see. Okay, fine, submit, and we are going to the next challenge. Add placeholder test to a test field. Placeholder test is what is displayed in your input, like element before your user has inputted anything. See, there's something, it should be mentioned, right? Enter your name or some comments so that user can understand, yes, this is the placeholder, this is the input test, and there should be something entered. That comment is set, comments in the input test is set to be a placeholder. Understand, the comments in the input test is set to be a placeholder, okay, which has gives only just the comments to the user for understanding purpose only. Okay, set the placeholder value of text input to cat photo URL. What we are going to do is like input test is equal to input type is equal to test. Inside that we are going to use placeholder. Holder is equal to this is placeholder test, right? So, see, it is just for understanding purpose. Nothing is going to be different. You start entering, it will vanish. Okay. And you are okay. This is okay. Value of the test input to set the placeholder value of the test placeholder. The value is to be like cat photo URL. Cat photo URL. Not this is the picture. Okay. Okay, now create a form element. We are now gonna create a form element. You can build a web forms that actually submit data to a server using nothing more than pure HTML. You can do this by specifying an action on your form element. For example, form action URL where you want to submit form data slash form. Next, the existing input element inside a form element and assign this thing to action. Okay, attribute of the form element, existing input element. Okay, input element, next to the input element to the form input element is inside the form element slash form. Okay, what they are saying is like form action is equal to this http This is the URL where you want to submit the entered value. Okay, let's run and see. Right, like wait. Okay, let's see like what this is doing. Let us tell it is under. We will review a submitted form, response and reply if needed. Okay, so form has been submitted to the this URL. It has been gone to this URL. Let's see form action. So 68% is completed. Okay, add a submit button to the form. Okay, add a submit button to your form. Clicking this button will send the data from your form to URL you specified with your form's action attribute. Okay, button type is equal to submit. This button submits the form. Okay, add a button as the last element of your form element with a type of submit. Submit as a test. Say let's after the input there should be a button that should display the thing submit one. Okay, so button type equal to submit. Okay, you can see some button is being displayed. Okay, button type is equal to submit. Its value should be submit. Okay, then we need to close the button. You can see, if you can see here, there's something like hello, but then there is something called submit button. After the placeholder, after the input test, there is a submit button. Once you submit, there is a thing displaying thank you. We will review a submitted response and the reply if needed. Okay, we are going to the next one. Use HTML file to require a field. You can require specific form fields so that your user will not able to submit your form until he or she has filled them out. Okay. For example, if you wanted to make a test input field required, you can just add the attribute required within the input element like this input type equal to test required. Suppose if like cat, there's something you are going to enter, but what is it's like even if I don't enter, it will go to the thank you phase. So what I'm gonna do is like I'm going to add the required field so that only if the data is being entered, it will be submitted. Okay, so that to avoid the null data in the database. So input type is equal to test. It should be required so that the user can submit the form with the so it cannot submit the form. Then try to submit the form without inputting any test. See how your HTML notifies. Okay, fine. It goes. Okay, fine. Let's see like if required is taken out. How it does is like without that it will go. Okay, fine. What if required is given and it is set to submit? Please fill out this field. It says the alert message. So There should be a data being entered. Okay, fine. Got it right. And it is. Okay. Create a set of radio buttons. Okay. You can use a radio button for questions where you want the user to give you one answer. Like, for example, in a form you have gonna fill a gender, female, male, transgender, or something else or other. So you would require the user to get only one value, right? No multiple options will be coming. So radio buttons are type of input. Each of your radio buttons can be nested within its own label element. By wrapping an input element inside of a label element, it will automatically associate the radio button input with the label element surrounding it. Each of your radio buttons can be nested within its own label element. Okay. By wrapping an input element inside of a label element. Okay. Okay. All related radio buttons should have the same name attribute to create a radio button group. Okay. By creating a radio group, selecting any single radio button will automatically deselect the other buttons with the same group. Ensure only one answer is provided by the user. Okay, here is an example. Label input type is equal to label. Like we have given input type is equal to submit, right? Button input button type is equal to submit. So here input type is equal to label. Okay, name has to be given so that the similar things will be in a radio button form. It is considered best practice to set a for attribute for label. Label for, okay, indoor, okay, with a value that matches the value of the ID attribute of the input element. This allows assistive technologies to create a linked relationship between the label and the child input element. For example, this thing. Okay, fine. Label for will be uh, for ID. Okay. Then add. Our task is to add a pair of radio buttons to your form, each nested in its own label element. One should have the option of indoor and other should have the option of outdoor. Both should share the name attribute of the indoor outdoor to create a new label. Where should we add? That is not specified. Should we add here or there? To your form. We should add it to the form. Okay, fine. Add a pair of radio buttons to your form, each nested in its own label element. Label element has to be okay. Label. So stack. Okay, fine. One should have the option of indoor. For is equal to indoor. Name attribute. Both should share the name. Type input. Label. Okay. For not text. Label. Input type.